The van build vlog is back on the road, and it's time for part 2, where we are working on the vinyl flooring. And today's guests are Joe Mail, Jonas Mailman, and your favorite Puerto Rican disc golfer, Angel Vega. And we are all working together, and I think we're probably all doing this for the first time, but slowly but surely trimming away the fat of the vinyl flooring and trying not to over budget. But yeah, hope you guys like part 1, and let's get part 2 underway. All the edges are cut, and I'd say it looks pretty dang good. What do you guys think?
Yeah, man. I think it looks really good. Edges are clean. Ready for the next step, baby?
Some real craftsman work there from Jonas and Angel and I. Now for the scary part, which is installing it permanently. So, you know, can never undo what's done, but we're just gonna do it right the first time. Did we do it?
Worked out perfect, dude. Couldn't have gone better.
Empty bucket of epoxy and a pristine looking non-actually wood floor, vinyl floor. Still plenty left over because I'm an idiot and we had to do it in 2 pieces, which is not ideal, but it's also not the end of the world because look at it. I mean, come on. For a DIY van, I'd say that's a pretty MPO level floor. Welcome back to Electrical Board Mayhem Central. It looks messy, but it's actually almost done. And
almost ready to mount it.
We're almost ready to mount it on the wall in the van. Very important stuff. And it's just been absolute, I don't know, 1 piece at a time. Mike working his butt off, electrical machine. And like I said, might look like a mess, but it's something that we're very proud of. All right, front row seat from down here in the garage. We have the board all done up, mounted to the wall. Next thing is getting the batteries in their place. One of the batteries is still charging up, and built a little box for that. So as you can see, got a little outline on the board of where the batteries are gonna go. Alrighty, now we are building the box for the batteries to go in using a Craig tool.
Oh, yeah.
To have slotted inserts for the screws. All right, it's not secured in, but it's gonna look a little bit something like that once it's done. Rory loves a good start to a work day. Come here. Rory, come. Come here. Woo! Good boy. Alrighty, here we are laying down like a rubber track for these big old batteries right here, which are finally charged. So today should be battery connection day. And
I'm gonna make it so we don't have to worry about vibration.
yes, exactly. This rubber thing, I actually used foam board insulation like I used on my floor here in my last build, and I felt like that did the trick. But yeah, so here we go. We're just peeling the adhesive off.
Great stuff.
And then laying it right down in there so the batteries have a nice, comfortable ride.
Boom. There you go.
Those are gonna be some happy batteries. Here's a progress update. Not that I remember where we were at last time, but I don't know. As you can see, we've got all the positives over here looking fresh, all the negatives over here looking fresh, and like I keep saying, the amateur electrician in me is very impressed, very impressed. Very excited to see it actually functioning and all that good stuff, but almost there. It is December 23rd, and after multiple holiday break days, very, very necessary, we're basically exactly where we left off. My point being, my buddy Mike had to fly out to California on a sudden notice, but thankfully, Ellie's friend Alex is a solar professional, you could say, and he came over yesterday to give me a bunch of tips, and we made a full order of parts and everything necessary to complete the electrical solar setup. So that's coming in the mail. Hopefully get the electrical done by this weekend, by the end of this weekend after Christmas. And Yeah, so right now I'm getting on the roof because I drilled this hole the other day. Before, I called the solar company to ask what wire they recommend I put through after I just ordered one. Or I called the solar company to ask how to configure the panels. And when I told them the wire I just got in the mail, I was told to get by the same solar company, they told me it was undersized. But after the talks with Alex yesterday, he said it would be the proper size. And I am going to put the cable housing that goes through the roof right here, run it to the panels, and then that should be the last mount of any kind, the last hole in the roof of any kind. So very happy to get that over with today, and hopefully this thing will be weatherproof in no time. Up on the rooftop, click, 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 down through with the wires for the solar. Got that all done. Looks like that'll hold pretty good. And yeah, now it's just a matter of waiting for the connectors to come in to turn this into less of a mess and make it into a working operation here. Alrighty, what could be on the docket today? It is bed frame day, and Ellie and I took a trip down to IKEA yesterday. Got these telescoping Scorva beams, they call them. It's called the van life hack for a bed frame. So basically what you gotta do here is run 2x4s down the length of the bed because we're sleeping the long way. And then from there, once those are mounted in, you mount these IKEA brackets right here. Right there, show it off. Nick Economos, helper of the day, right there. And they just kind of catch in that tongue. And a lot of people use it because it's so you can remove the bed. Like people can load their bikes in if they are just going for a weekend trip, not planning on sleeping in it. But we're gonna go permanent bed. This is just the easiest, cheapest way. I think we spent I don't even know, less than $100 so far on it. So, yep, time to get to work. Okay, if you couldn't have guessed it, Mike is here to bail out Nick and I because the second rib nut stripped out, or not really stripped out, but so the first one right here went in no problem. And the second one, as you can see, we had some issues. It's what we call a spinner, where the brace just didn't get close enough, so it was spinning in the hole. But yeah, Mike literally fresh off the plane from Lake Tahoe 2 days after Christmas, and he's back in Shirley helping me with my van because I'm an amateur.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it.
And you missed the clip in the first vlog. We edited out a part where the threads weren't good and we had to replace it. And that would have been a really good foreshadowing to, it's not all sunshine and rainbows using a handy tool like this. The question of the winter is, what would I do without Mike Moore? And the answer is simple. I would have half of what I have accomplished so far in my van. But big thanks to Nick, Team Buff, representing on the vlog. And yeah, that's a great start for the bed rails. Now it's all about putting these brackets perfectly corresponding on either side. And then those will hook onto these aluminum beams right here. But yep, progress. Big steps in the right direction. This van's almost looking like it's ready to be sleepable. And as somebody who's lived in a van for the last 4 years, that's the most important part, that you're able to sleep in it comfortably. As you can see, these beams we got at IKEA, so they extend. So basically, no matter what the length is to go across, the mattress is only going to cover like 60 inches. It's a queen. So we're going to have 10 inches extra over here, but that's all going to be for our wardrobe to go up the passenger side wall. But yeah, just got to fasten these down and we'll have a bed in no time. All right, beautiful Saturday morning to be working on the van, and today is electrical day. So I have been coached by my new friend Alex here to start running wires. There he is.
What's up?
And he's working on basically completing our large component electrical setup here. So as you can see, we've got a big shutoff switch here. That's for when the system goes dormant in the winter when we're not going to be living in it. And this button is basically a slow start for the inverter so it doesn't overload and basically like burn up the components inside the inverter. Is that how that works? Kind of?
Yep. Doesn't overstress the batteries.
Ah, perfect. That's what we don't want because this is an expensive system. So we want it to be happy and healthy. But we'll show you some updates soon.
Is it doing anything?
Nope.
Wait, is that the white one? Oh yeah, it is the white one.
Not doing anything, no.
Did I wire it right?
Huh? Is it doing? Was it doing?
I stared directly at it.
That's awesome.
What am I doing?
I don't know, red to black, hopefully.
Yeah. Right. Red to red, black to black. No, the
Well, no, it came
camera's
with
not even rolling.
The problem is the dimmer switch like adds a layer of complexity where it's like red to black and then the other black to white, and it's like
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
I should have just put a pigtail on here and called it good, but
Pigtail.
okay.
Did not.
There we go.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, mood lighting.
Wow.
Oh, that's gonna be. So you're having that in the sink?
We're thinking about it.
Yeah.
Got this handy dandy ring hook from Mike.
It's a beautiful day to share a progress update with some great news. As if you can't tell, we have all the hard wire installed, ready to go. First of all, huge shout out to Alex and Heidi for coming and spending the last 2 weekends with us. Shout out to Mike, he made it out to help out once again. And man, it takes an army, and I could have never done this by myself or even with like a couple people's help. It's been an absolute treat to have all these connections and people that are willing to help out, and I can't thank them enough. And yeah, so as you can see, now all that's left basically is tying in all the DC to the fuse box, and then it's a matter of putting the ceiling planks on and the wall panels. And that's when things start to get a little specific, where we're going to be exactly cutting where each appliance, like our puck lights and our plugins, are going to go, outlets, whatnot. So great day of work in the van here. Can't say enough good things about the team we had and the progress that's been made. And I can't believe it's all been done in one day. Alex said it was going to happen in one day, and I just believed him, and he was right. And it's a dream come true to see it come to life. First vlog clip of the day. It's the end of the day. Not much to say about today's project. It was mostly a lot of planning with Shane, our carpenter, Shane Wyatt, and Ellie's dad, who's going to do the finish on all our cabinets and stuff. But still found some work to do. The last thing I forgot to wire yesterday was the inverter shut off, so I got that all set up. And yeah, filled in the strapping where I had to remove it, especially like on the floorboard when we put the floor in. I finally replaced that. And what else do we do besides plan? Oh yeah, the riv nuts. Put up the riv nuts for the ceiling that is going to be on very soon. So tomorrow the plan is for Mike and I to cut the east-west boards to go along the beams. But that's a wrap for today. Beautiful Sunday. I know you're probably dying to see this, so here it is. This is the leg, obviously not the long leg. And now you see that is the part, that is the slider, which slides right onto here. But this is that inner tray. So, you know, if the bracket was higher, like let's say if the bracket was up here, it still could only slide down as far as that, whatever top piece will go. But mine's just so low that it runs into the ground before I run into that issue. There we go, piece of cake. So you might be wondering what that piece of wood that we cut in the last clip was. And that is the ceiling, because yesterday I drilled out the riv nuts. And this board is what, 3/8?
3/8.
3/8. And it's perfect if you do a secure bolt in the middle and on the edges, because it matches the bow of the roof of the van. And then from there, we'll go north to south with cedar planks that are tongue and groove. But making great progress, as you can see. Oh, yeah. So another day in the office, and yesterday was a very, very action-packed day. Just forgot to film. What did we do yesterday, babe? Oh yeah, that's right. You built the propane. I built most of the propane locker right here. So if you have a propane stove in your van, basically it's mandatory to have a airtight, sealed little cavity for it, as well as a vent through the ground, which I need to explore that avenue next. But I got the locker almost done, the extra pieces. One of them's the bottom, one of them's the door, just need to be attached. And another problem that was solved today is when we bought the van, this part of the wall already had some riv nuts in it, but we couldn't get to it because this plastic piece was jutting out, and I just took the Sawzall to it. Well, I had to completely peel the thing off the wall and then took the Sawzall to it. And yeah, we are getting closer and closer to being able to put cabinets in this van. And a pantry, yeah. That's gonna be the big pantry that goes all the way to the ceiling, so just moving forward. Oh baby, what do we got here? The most beautifully tied in fuse box panel you've ever seen. Done by the pro himself.
Yeah.
With help right here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll leave it. You guys should guess in the comments who did the left side and who did the right side, and we'll decide who is the better fuse box tire inner.
We want to hear.
Let us know. As you've seen earlier in this video, Ellie and I's friend Alex and Heidi came out so that Alex could help me with planning for the solar and a lot of the wiring, basically all of the wiring. And one of the things that I had yet to order was the AC, which is 12.3. And Alex said, oh, that's no worry, you just get it at Home Depot. So I had Ellie get it at Home Depot. And then I realized that's the only wire that I got that was solid wire, not stranded. And as great as great of a job that Alex did, unfortunately, I couldn't sleep because of the solid wire. You're just not supposed to put solid wire in a vehicle over time with the vibration. The wire can break and then it's buried in a wall, and that's how you set your house on fire. So potentially, obviously it's not like a guarantee, but it wasn't sitting well with me. It was like the first thing that I was thinking about when I was waking up in the morning. So I went ahead and just ordered 12.3 stranded, and thankfully Travis Millam, shout out Team Devons, he just came after work on a Friday afternoon to help me out and tied it in pretty nicely. So basically just 2 runs for the AC going up to a GFCI for just like our bench seat, and then one that runs under the bed frame, and it's going to be a countertop GFCI right here. So that's nice. And Travis also helped inform me on how to, or whatever, to make sure that all these wires were okay to loop together for the puck lights. And he said, yep, all good. So a huge shout out to Travis. I've known him since I was at least 15 years old. OG Devons guy for me. And just happens to be an electrician, and I didn't know it until old Greg told me when he was here helping me with the floor, which is crazy. But man, I just can't say enough how many people have helped me out. Has made the world of difference, and is the only reason that we are going to even come close to making our deadline here. The solar update. Started to strand the wires together. I'm up here at the front, but I got a 5-to-1 connector so that I can string them together in parallel, which I believe my last van is in series. I'm still not 100% sold on how the solar works, but I was supposed to do series and parallel combined, but when I decided to only go with 5 panels instead of 6, you need an even number to do the series parallel together. So we're doing just parallel for now. Yeah, basically what I have been doing is, as you can see, I've got the prong sticking out there. I am just trying to tether them all together neatly so that if any of these supports for the panels need to be tended to, like either relap sealant or just anything needs to be tended with them, that the wire's not like all in the way. So I'm basically zip tying them nice and neat along the brackets, and then this thing's ready to face the water test, which is not an exciting thing, but at the same time it would be a very, very big relief once it goes successfully. So we'll keep you updated on that. The solar is one plug away, those wires to those plugs, with everything organized underneath with zip ties. That is an exciting thing, considering I had to order multiple parts after I got the initial kit. I also tied in the breaker. That is where the wires come into from through the roof right there, which I guess I could put that insulation back now. But the thing that just took me the longest time is crazy. Covering up the wheel wells with the same sound deadener that Jonas and I put on the walls. And that is key for road noise and insulation. Really, really nice. Something I did not have in my last van. And I would not like to admit how long that just took me to be that precise. But I'd say I'm proud of my work. I mean, look at this craftsmanship right here. Like a freaking glove. The newest addition to the van after a long day's work. Not the only thing done today, but the headliner shelf is in. Something that I've never had before, which I'm pretty excited for. I love these cubbies that stay up top. Love to keep stuff there for when I'm driving. But this overhead is perfect for like the window blockers, the window shades. So that's going to be a really, really nice upgrade. And what else? I put some more riv nuts in. Put some down here for the base cabinets. And put some down here for the bench that's going to go in. And then, oh yeah, I'm adding the 2 extra Scorva beams. Shane and I just decided that a little extra support ain't going to hurt anybody. So just threw those in there. But oh man, what a long day it's been. And back at it tomorrow. The plan today was actually to do the ceiling planks. But Mike taught me how to do it, and then I just, I don't know, I just got distracted and started doing other things. But alrighty, I'm wearing a mask for a reason, and that's because this is my first day on my feet in how many days? Probably like 5 days. It was Saturday, and today is Thursday.
Yeah.
But shout out to Mike.
It's been a while.
Came back out to help me out, and look at what we got going on here. We are working on the ceiling, and we are, what, a quarter of the way there?
Yeah, that's it.
That's something to be proud of.
Yep.
And wow. Team challenge this weekend, so gonna take another 2 days off, and today is January 9th. So we are really coming down to crunch time here, and I just need to get some livable space in this van, but little by little, punching away, and part 2 is definitely coming to a close here soon. What do we have here? Dun 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 dun, making progress. Once it's got a ceiling and walls, it's gonna actually start to feel like a livable space, which is very exciting. And it's like days away. So one little step at a time. Alrighty, here's a little update for you. This is a project Mike worked on the last couple days for us. This is 80/20 extruded aluminum, super solid, super sturdy. And this is the cheat code to how to get an exactly square and level cabinet in a van, because it's just an L. And Mike used this for literally everything in his van, but he had some leftover material, so we just saw it as a no-brainer to use it for our big overhead that's going to go above our bench. But besides that, yeah, we're about to be putting on the bead board, so that's going to go behind there. So I'm just going to take this down, and today is the last day for the van in Shirley, at least for the next couple of weeks. At least we're going to be down in Norton, and that's going to be part 3. So yeah, I guess you'll be hearing from me again later today. The grand reveal. The ceiling is done, and that means that this van is heading to Norton. We're done in Shirley. We've been here for 2 months, basically, I don't know, 4 or 5 days a week. And it's time to put some walls on this bad boy and actually make it like a nice livable space with cabinets and, you know, electrical appliances, all that stuff. So a little nerve-wracking, but exciting at the same time. And that's going to do it for part 2. So part 3 will be starting tomorrow. And that's going to do it for this van build series. So stay tuned for part 3. If you haven't checked out part 1 yet, I would highly recommend doing it. This has been a very long process, but I could not do it with my Lord and Savior, Mike Moore, right here, the professional. And yeah, it's a great when we have a great team and things are working out positively. So catch us for part 3. Like, subscribe. We'll see you next time.